Tennis has this reputation as the most well-mannered sport in the world. White outfits, hushed crowds, players quietly shaking hands no matter how brutal the match just got. But strip away that image for a second, because underneath it, some of the biggest names the sport has ever produced have completely snapped at the one person whose entire job is to keep order out there. Today we're counting down the 10 worst umpire meltdowns in tennis history, and a few of these get a lot more serious than just a bad word. Let's get into it. Let's start with a moment that still gets brought up every time Hawkeye technology on clay comes up as a debate. Karolina Pliskova, a former world number 1, is battling Maria Sakkari in Rome, tied at 5 games, all in the third set. She sends an overhead smash into the corner, one that every replay angle shows landing in. The line judge calls it out anyway, and with no mark on the clay to prove otherwise, there's nothing the umpire can do to overturn it. Pliskova loses that game, then the match a few points later, and as she's walking off court, there's one more thing she needs to get out of her system before she leaves. The WTA hit her with a 4-figure fine. Her fiancé revealed afterward that she matched it dollar for dollar with a donation to charity, which is about the only classy part of this entire story. If Pliskova's outburst was over in seconds, our next player turns an entire match into one long argument. Nick Kyrgios walks into Cincinnati in 2019 already familiar with chair umpire Fergus Murphy, and it is not a friendly history. A disputed time violation early on sets him off, and from there he simply will not let it go, working through just about every insult he can think of for the rest of the match.
Every single time I play, he's doing some stupid every time.
Code violation on sportsmanlike conduct. Point penalty, Mr. Kyrgios.
When Murphy denies him a bathroom break between sets, Kyrgios decides the rules don't apply to him today, and what happens in that tunnel says everything about where his head's at.
Bathroom.
If we relate to go back to what happened at the US Open with Muhammad Ali, he can't talk to him.
Yeah.
But he's taking 2 rackets off the court. How many is he coming back with?
Yeah. But he's now just ignored Fergus Murphy. Yeah. None, I think, is the answer.
The ATP fined him well into 6 figures for the outburst. And in a season absolutely stacked with Kyrgios meltdowns, this somehow still wasn't his worst one. Now here's a name you'd genuinely never expect to see on a list like this. Roger Federer built his entire reputation on being the calmest man in tennis. In the 2009 US Open final, he's 1 set away from a 6th straight title in New York, up against a relentless 20-year-old named Juan Martín del Potro. A dispute over how long Del Potro's allowed to review a line call starts eating at Federer during the changeover. For about 30 seconds, the composed, dignified Roger Federer we all know completely disappears.
Response in this final is that it was close.
The ball was called out.
He was talking to me.
Yeah, come on. I wasn't allowed to challenge like after 2 seconds. The guy takes like 10 every time.
Well, it's out, so Federer will be at least relieved. But
do you have any rules in there? Stop showing me the hands, okay? Don't tell me to be quiet, okay? When I want to talk, I talk, all right? I don't give a shit what he said. I just say he's waiting too long. Don't fucking tell me the rules. I was not allowed to challenge like 2 matches ago after 1 second. He takes 10 seconds. Well, you guys got rules, right?
He was fined $1,500 for it. 5 sets later, he loses the match. He keeps coming back to New York almost every year after that, but only makes it to one more US Open final in 2015, where Djokovic beats him again. Speaking of Grand Slam finals falling apart, nothing compares to what happened 9 years later on that same court. Serena Williams is chasing a 24th Grand Slam title against Naomi Osaka, and the match turns into a 3-round fight with umpire Carlos Ramos instead. First, a coaching violation she insists never happened.
If he gives me a thumbs up, he's telling me to come on. We don't have any code, and I know you don't know that, and I understand understand why you may have thought that was coaching, but I'm telling you it's not. I don't cheat to win. I'd rather lose. I'm just letting you know.
Then a broken racket that costs her a point automatically. She wants an apology.
You owe me an apology. You owe me an apology. I have never cheated in my life. I have a daughter and I stand what's right for her and I've never cheated. And you owe me an apology. You will never do it again.
And when Ramos won't give her one, she decides to tell him exactly what she thinks of him.
And now Serena's confused by the score being called out.
This is unbelievable. Every time I play here, I have problems. What? Yeah, that's a warning. I didn't get coaching. I didn't get coaching. You need to make an announcement that I didn't get coaching. I don't cheat. I didn't get coaching. How can you say that? Explain it to you. For you to attack my character is something that's wrong. It's wrong. You attacking my character. Yes, you are. You owe me an apology. You will never, ever, ever be on another court of mine as long as you live.
One word is about to cost her an entire game and turn the biggest final of the year into one of the most talked about matches in tennis history.
Are you kidding me? As I said, you're a thief. Because you stole a point from me.
Osaka wins her first Grand Slam title in a final nobody remembers for the tennis. Serena called the ruling sexist afterward, pointing out that Ramos had never docked a male player a game for saying the exact same word. Arguments are one thing. Our next entry crosses into something a lot more dangerous. Denis Shapovalov is only 17 years old, playing his Davis Cup debut for Canada, and he's about to lose the deciding match to Britain's Kyle Edmund. Frustrated after getting broken, he swats a loose ball away without thinking twice about where it's headed. Chair umpire Arnaud Gabas happens to be standing exactly where that ball ends up.
3 errors. Oh my goodness. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, I think we're at the end here. Oh, that's such a shame. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
And this is something that you just don't want to see.
This is the worst nightmare.
I mean, I think this has got to be game, set and match, hasn't it, Barry?
This is just the worst possible ending. I'm so sorry.
Gabas needed surgery for a fractured eye socket after the impact. Shapovalov later admitted he blacked out for about 10 minutes afterward, in shock at what he'd just done. If Shapovalov's incident was an accident, our next player made no attempt to hide what he was doing. It's the 1990 US Open second round, and Andre Agassi is convinced a backhand call against him is dead wrong. He storms up to umpire Wayne McEwen, and this time, words alone aren't enough for him. What Agassi does next gets caught clearly on camera, even though officials somehow missed it in real time.
For an audible obscenity, which was audible to all of us.
But I don't think that was the one that he got the audible obscenity for.
Once officials reviewed the tape, he was hit with a $3,000 fine. Agassi maintained for years afterward that it wasn't actually aimed at the umpire. Sometimes the biggest meltdown isn't even really a meltdown, just one careless second with massive consequences attached. Novak Djokovic walks into the 2020 US Open unbeaten all year, chasing an 18th Grand Slam title. Down 6-5 in the very first set against Pablo Carreño Busta, he smacks a loose ball behind him out of frustration without checking who might be standing back there. That ball finds someone it absolutely should not have.
Out of her seat. We didn't see it, Taylor, but Novak understandably extremely concerned. And I think he's done. And it looks like a default for Novak Djokovic. What a dramatic conclusion.
Djokovic rushes over immediately to check on her. Doesn't matter. The rulebook doesn't care about intent, and he's defaulted from the tournament on the spot, ending his bid for the title in an instant. Now we get into the two most chaotic moments this sport has ever produced. And somehow, they happened at the exact same tournament. Wimbledon 1995 third round, and Jeff Tarango is already deep into an argument with umpire Bruno Ramos over a code violation he doesn't think he deserved. He demands a new umpire. He gets denied, so he turns to Ramos and calls him corrupt, right to his face, on camera, in front of everyone watching.
Well, how come they can say whatever they want to me? Can you call the supervisor, please? I have a big beef. You are the most corrupt official in the game, and you can't do that.
Code violation, verbal abuse, point penalty,
No
Mr.
way!
Tarango.
That's it!
That's the moment Tarango decides he's done playing tennis for the day. The day, however, is far from over. He becomes the first player in Wimbledon history to simply walk off mid-match. And Rabu's afternoon somehow gets worse from there, because Tarango's wife isn't finished with him either.
There was a report that you slapped him, is that correct?
Yes, I did. And I don't think it's bad. I think it's good. Because this guy deserves a lesson at some point. He can do whatever he wants because he's on the chair. It's just not fair. It's just not fair.
Speaking of Wimbledon chaos, here's the most famous 4 words in the history of this sport. It's 1981 first round, and John McEnroe is completely convinced he's just hit a clean ace. Umpire Edward James calls it out instead. What comes out of McEnroe's mouth next ends up defining his entire career.
Look, you can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious! That ball was on the line. Chalk flew up. It was clearly in. How can you possibly call that out? How many you can miss? That piece walking over, everyone knows it's in this whole stadium, and you call it out? Explain that to me, will you?
The linesman called a fault because the ball was on this side of the court.
The chalk came on, it doesn't matter.
No, the very fact that there is a spread of chalk, as you can see, Mr. McEnroe. Your second service.
He's already had one warning. Loss of a point awarded by Mr. Edward James.
Have you removed from the chair, please? You are the incompetent.
Because you were
I'd like a referee. You're not supposed to announce it. Can I have the referee brought out, please, right now? We can wait. It's fine.
Well, he's exercising.
No, that's not what I said. I said he was the prince of the world. That's exactly what he is. And I'm not going to have a point taken away from him. I'm telling you now.
He gets docked points and fined $1,500 on the spot. 2 weeks later, he wins the whole tournament, beating Bjorn Borg in the final. And that exact line becomes the title of his autobiography. And for our number 1, we're going back to that same chaotic Wimbledon just days after Tarango's walkout, with a connection you are not going to see coming. Tim Henman is playing doubles alongside partner Jeremy Bates, up 2-1, and standing on the other side of the net is Jeff Tarango himself, back on court just days after storming off his own singles match. Henman misses a volley off a net cord, and in frustration sends a loose ball flying down the other end of the court without checking who's in the way. Somebody is standing exactly where that ball lands, and it's about to make Wimbledon history for all the wrong reasons.
2-1, home, Tarango. Unsportsmanlike conduct, default, Bates Henman. Game, set, match, home, Tarango.
16-year-old ball girl Caroline Hall takes the hit directly to the side of the head. Henman and Bates become the first players ever disqualified at Wimbledon. The next day, Henman finds her on a practice court and hands her a bouquet of flowers in person.
This morning to a fully recovered Caroline Hall, the ball girl he'd hit with a ball struck in anger yesterday. A similar gesture to tournament referee Alan Mills might well have included nettles and brambles, given Henman's reaction last night to the decision to disqualify him and his partner Jeremy Bates.
No, I know the time. That I understand, that you are actually responsible.
While there was certainly sympathy for the injured Caroline, there was a good deal more from the crowd for the ousted British pair. But by today, Henman was viewing his dismissal more philosophically.
You have to draw the line somewhere in the rule book, and you know, if you interpret what I did, I hit the ball in anger, and it came in contact with the ball girl. So I think Alan Mills was left with nothing but a default to do.
And that wraps up our list. Tennis might look like the calmest sport on television, but clearly, all it takes is one bad call to bring out the worst in even the biggest legends the game has ever seen. Let me know down in the comments which one of these deserve to rank higher, or if there's a meltdown I completely missed. I'll see you in the next one.